Hello everyone and welcome to YouTube Tuesday, session 14 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology. Welcome, happy September to you all. Can't believe it's the 8th already. It has been a busy month so far. We started September and then on the 3rd was my husband and I celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary. I know, crazy, right? Because I'm not that old. It hardly seems possible. Yes, and you can't see my new haircut because it's actually really hot for September. This is about the last week of our hot weather, and I've got it all pulled up here. Hi, Wendy. How are you? Yeah, so it's kind of weird, even though I've been out of school obviously for so long. September hits, and it's like that first day after Labor Day, and it's like that whole back to school thing. I think because I'm in the Northeast, a lot of we always started school right after Labor Day. Hey, Kathy. And I know a lot of my friends, their kids and grandkids all start in school today, both remote, distance learning from home. Some are back in actual physical classrooms, but I don't know. So today I just have that I had to get dressed up and get back to work, and this is kind of like the beginning of the year for me. I don't know. Oh, Wendy says that it is wet and cold, more like November in the UK. Ooh, well, I think we're going to be having more seasonal temperatures starting this weekend, but we had a gorgeous weekend, and then yesterday was beautiful, and today and tomorrow both really hot as well. So I'm not going to complain because I feel like with everything being so odd this summer that it's almost like it never happened. I don't know. Yes. Oh, Karen says in Montana it's 51 and cold. Ooh, yeah, that is chilly. Hi, Luann. Hi, Denise. Yes. Well, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're having a great start to your official week here in the US with having the holiday yesterday. We went and hiked one of the state parks that's closest to our home. And the main gorge trail was closed, unfortunately, which meant we had to take the stairs up the North Rim Trail. We went to Fillmore Glen State Park, if you want to check that out. So I don't think it's been at least 5 or 6 years since I had done that North Rim Trail, and it was like a vertical incline. It wasn't like it was a vertical incline up the side of the gorge, and it wasn't so bad on my muscles going up. I had a little shortness of breath. I had to stop and have a drink of water, but coming down, I didn't think that was too bad, but man, I feel that in my hips this morning. It must have been the angle of the decline going back down that, whew, I guess I should do that more often. Be in better shape. But you can kind of see I'm dressing the part here, like to match the cards we're gonna make. And you may have seen these projects on my blog. I did post them last Monday. So if you want to follow my blog, that's jessbcreativecardiology.com, all one word. And I'm going to use the new Life is Beautiful stamp set. This is from the seasonal mini catalog. It is on page 51. Absolutely love this set. And I'm going to pair it again with one of my favorite, the Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper, those gorgeous plaids in there, because I wanted to show you today a technique using the Stamparatus. All right, the Stamparatus is our awesome stamp positioning tool. It's great, especially if you have joint pain or arthritis, because you don't have to hold the blocks. You can just flip the plates. And it's great too because you get a nice smooth image and you don't have to worry about if something comes out splotchy, because you can always restamp and it's in the perfect place every time. Absolutely love that. Yes, let's see, I'm just catching oops, didn't mean to stick my finger in front of the camera, but catching the comments. Luann's laughing. She says, going down is like wearing high heels. The foot is inclined and causes strain on the muscles. It sure did. But I had good shoes. I had my Teva hiking sandals on, so at least I had good solid footwear, which was good. And then we came back and got a little work done around the house. and then had a little barbecue on the back porch, invited my parents down for dinner. I made chicken and steak speedies. Somehow it's more fun to eat meat on a stick. But we had a good evening. Yes. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera and we'll get to work here. And we will show you these amazing projects. All right, so bear with me, flip around, okay? Get in position here. There we go. Everything square, try to get rid of the shadows there. I've got my September host code there, so if you'd like to place an online order with me, it's 64XUQY72. And I am happy to report I am about $750 from earning Stampin' Up's extended Maui trip this year. I have until the end of the month, so any little bit helps. I appreciate that. Okay, so we are going to do, like I said, Life is Beautiful and Plaid Tidings. Hi, Diane. Oh, so glad you could make it this afternoon. So what I love about this Life is Beautiful stamp set is that it's perfect for all seasons. They literally have it covered. They've got leaves, they've got sun sparkles, and they've got little snowflakes, cute little birdhouse, all of this fun stuff. And so it doesn't have to just be fall or winter. We're gonna make fall and winter cards today, but you can use it all year round. I love stamps that you can totally get your money's worth and use it all the time. Oh, good. Luann says, yay, Stamparatus tips. Absolutely. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Kathy. She said, good for me. Yes, and the Plaid Tidings, you guys have known I've been using this quite a bit lately, but I love all the different patterns because they are also perfect for all types of seasons and occasions and so many fun different things. So I've got some great color combinations for you, and I've got my stamps. I've got everything pre-set up on my Stamparatus. Love that. So we are going to be doing some actual hinge step stamping too. Oh yes, Wendy says it reminds her of Sheltering Tree. Yes, that's what I thought of too. There's a couple of older stamp sets that we've had previously, and this definitely reminds me of those. So we are going to start out with, let me see here, I need my Mango Melody is the color. I've got all my ink pads, I've got everything for the season set up in here. All right, good. I got my Mango Melody cardstock is hidden in the bottom of my bin. And so this is 5.5 by 8.5. And we are going to just fold that at the 4 1/4 mark. You could do it at the 4 1/4 by 11 and score it at 5.5 too. Either way, this would be, if you were doing it vertically, 4 1/4 by 11 and score at 5.5. Either way is fine. This is just happened to be how I had my cardstock cut today. And then we are going to take some of that fun patterned paper. Let's see, where's my paper stack? I think I need to cut a piece because I wanted to use, let's see if I have any left. I wanted to use, let's go with this one. This will work. That's really cute, nice and bright. I wanted to use something with like the greens and the gold tones. Oh, here it is. This is my favorite. Look at that. I'm down to just like 2 sheets left. But the great thing about this card too is we're going to cut it at 3 inches. So we're going to cut the sheet in half and then trim it down to 5.5. Okay, so 3 by 5.5 is what we want here. All right. So it's covering 2/3 of the card front there. Let me grab my stamp and seal. It has been a busy, busy day. I have my team meeting and card swap, and today was the day to sort all the cards, get all their kits prepped, and I have to get to the post office before it closes today so that I can get all of their kits mailed out to them. And we've got some pretty peacock And I'm using some Whisper White here. So the Pretty Peacock layer, this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then our white layers on top. We're not gonna glue it down quite yet. So this is 3 inches by 4 1/4. So we're gonna set these parts aside. And this is where our Stamparatus comes in. So hopefully you guys can see that. I know there's a little bit of a reflection there on the light. All right, so in my Stamparatus, because this is a photopolymer stamp, I do have the deluxe foam mat that gives it some extra cushion on here. And then I do have a piece of grid paper. And as you can see, I reuse my grid. Got all kinds of fun colored stamping on here. But what I do, especially when I want to stamp something just in a little bit further from the edges, is I make a grid mark on here. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that well enough. I should have done this in color, but I've outlined the corners here of my paper so that I know, just in case it does pick back up, I know exactly where I want to layer it down, okay? So go ahead and draw lines on your grid paper. And then I'm going to hold this in place with one magnet. For this project, I'm only using one magnet. I generally only use one at a time, just because I don't necessarily want to have the two, if they snap together, they have a super strong connection. So I leave the other one there stuck to the bottom of the Stamparatus, and this is where the other one goes. But for right now, we'll just use the one, and that'll be good. Okay, let me just check the comments real quick. Yes. Oh, yes, Kathy says, thank you for not making Halloween cards. Yeah, actually, I don't celebrate Halloween, so you will never see me make Halloween cards. In fact, I don't do holidays, and in my stamping team and amongst my customers, we're a pretty diverse group. So I prefer to just stick with seasonally neutral projects. And that way you can use them for whatever you want. You can make them any occasion, which I absolutely love. Okay, so you can see the images here. So we're going to stamp our tree with cinnamon cider. So I have that set up on the plate in front of me here. So I'll move that a little bit so you can see me ink that up. Okay. So this is one of the reasons I'm using the Stamparatus, because this tree, I don't want any holes in my trunk, or squirrel nests as sometimes we call them. So what I've done is just inked this up, and now I can come give it a good firm push. And if I end up with any splotches or things that I'm not sure of, no, that actually came out pretty good. Let me just give an extra little bit there. All right, I like that. That came out really well. But if it happened to be a little splotchy for you, that's the nice thing about the Stamparatus, is you can always go back over. All right, so what I'm doing too is I'm going to flip this. So you just pull straight up from your Stamparatus. I'm going to flip the plate around. I have the leaves set up on this one. And we're going to use some Pretty Peacock to match our coordinating cardstock and our designer series paper. So that is the nice formula. Just take all of your colors right from designer series paper. Okay, so we're inking up those pretty leaves with Pretty Peacock, and we'll come give that a squash. Okay, and then watch this. This is a really cool part. So we're missing a portion, right? Go ahead and pick up your Stamparatus, just pull it straight, the plate straight up, and then move it down a notch. So it's originally right up to the corner. Go ahead and move it down. And now, so that's called the hinge step, when you pick it up and move it, adjust it at the hinge. Now I can stamp the other half of my leaves there. And I have full coverage on my whole tree. So I love that, right? Pretty cool. All right, so now I thought it'd be fun. We'll add a little birdhouse. We'll do that in some Mango Melody. Some nice pretty birds. So it kind of matches my shirt a little bit. So I just tapped that up. That's okay, I've got a little splotch there. This is where your chamois comes in so handy because you can just clean up that little excess ink right there on your plate. You don't have to worry about messing up your stamp or anything. Okay, so we're gonna close that and that's gonna put the birdhouse from the tree. Gorgeous. And now I'm also going to do my little greeting. I have my hello down here. And we're going to do that. Let's see, Cajun Craze. There it is, it's hiding in my stack. All right. And it's okay that I still have ink on my little birdhouse because it'll just stamp right in the same place all over again. So let's do that. And we'll get that hello in there. See, gorgeous. And all right, so that is it for the panel for our kind of our late fall summer card here. And I'm gonna just use my chamois to gently clean up my pads. You get that nice squeaky sound. And I'm gonna do the same thing for my leaves. And I'm gonna flip this back around. Oops, excuse me. For my tree, clean that real quick. And that way we can swap out our colors for the next card. But we'll just remove our panel here. Kind of set our Stamparatus aside for the moment. I know we're getting all wonky and out of place. All right, so we're going to adhere our panel to the pretty peacock layer. All right, there's a nice 1/4 inch border on there. And then we'll pull in our dimensionals. Love my dimensionals. Pop this up a bit, so we'll put 5 on here. Make it nice and, whoops, come on, I got them stuck to my finger. There we go. And then we'll just pull these off real quick. Tip with these, if you have short fingernails, like mine are pretty short right now, you can always just press your nail, press into the dimensional and the edges will lift up. It's kind of a nice tip if you've got short nails. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this, I am going to put it closer. Actually, I think I want to mount this so that it's fairly even on all 4 sides here. This is right there in the center. And then how about we add a little bling. I have the gorgeous, this is the, what is it called? Embroidered ribbon. I have to read you the description on this. The embroidered ribbon is on the same page as the plaid. There we go. So that's on page 57. And I love this. It says natural open weave ribbon with rustic embroidered design. That's quite the description for this pretty little ribbon here. I just want to make a little bow. We'll stick it up there on the corner. That way you can see how everything ties together so nicely with our plaids and our accessories here. So let me hold my toaster tongs. This is always a little harder to do when it's one person and you're trying to get this on camera. But I've got my toaster tongs, which you've seen me use in my previous videos. So you wrap your ribbon around, bring your end over the top, tuck that down through the middle, up and around, and then we're going to tie just a simple knot right here. Make sure your ribbon's all straight and nice. Pull it tight, and then we'll trim that off. Okay. And slide it off your tongs. Then we'll grab our glue dots. And we'll put a couple of dots on the back of our beautiful toaster tong bow here. So I'm gonna put 2 just for good measure. And set this right up here in the corner. Love that. I just need to trim off even up my ends a little bit. Oops, come on. There we go. Beautiful. So what do you guys think? Isn't that fun? This is the Life is Beautiful set with the plaid tidings. That fun summer plaid here for a great late summer, early autumn card. And now let me show you how you can completely change up the look just by changing the colors. Yeah, so let me set this one aside. You can kind of see a peek there out of the corner. Oh, thank you guys. So this time we're gonna swap out the colors and use Seaside Spray. So we're going with some blue tones. Again, just half sheet of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, or you could do the 4 1/4 by 11 and just fold it in half here. Okay. Make sure it opens the right way. Nothing like sending a card to confuse somebody when it's when it's made in reverse. And this time we're using the pretty, this is blue Misty Moonlight. So Seaside Spray, Misty Moonlight, and some Cherry Cobbler in there. Oh, isn't that luscious? I love it. All right, so again, this is 3 inches by 5.5. And we're gonna glue this straight down on our card base. All right, we are good to go there. And same layout, so we're using Misty Moonlight and Whisper White. Hey Janelle, you did make it just in time for the second card. Absolutely. So this piece, again, this is 3 1/4 by 4.5. And so our Whisper White layer is 3 by 4 1/4. Okay, so we've got the plaid tidings on our Seaside Spray card base, our Misty Moonlight layer, and our Whisper White. So we're gonna set these aside. And again, we'll pull in our Stamparatus. And we've already got our outline marked here on our grid paper because I didn't want to be quite up in the corner. So we'll put that right in our little grid. Hold it in place with one magnet. I find for a smaller piece like this, I really didn't need to use both. The one is sufficient. All right, we're still going to use the new in color, the Cinnamon Cider, on our tree trunk. And that is set up here on our Stamparatus plate. So we'll go ahead and ink that up and then give it a squish. So you might notice I am stamping slightly off the bottom. I wanted my my branches to show more than the edge of the trunk. So that's okay. That's why it's good to have some grid paper under there. All right, and so same plate. Again, just pick directly up. We're gonna flip it around, and this is where I have my, I had my leaves from the previous card. On this one, it's winter time. There are no leaves on the trees in New York, so we're not gonna worry about that at the moment. I am gonna remove this plate though, because I'm gonna move the other one. We're gonna use the snowflakes, which I have set up on my other plate. So you make use of the Stamparatus comes with 2 plates, and you can buy additional plates. So because I had everything set up for the autumn card, I actually have using the back side of this other plate for my little snowflakes. So I'm gonna stick that in right up in the corner, and we'll use our Seaside Spray on this because we're going to have the snowflakes dancing through the trees. All right, so right up here, and we'll have that stamp that first. And then I love this. We're gonna do the hinge step. So pick it straight up, move it over one. I'm going to re-ink in between and then close. All right, hinge step, move it down, re-ink, and close. Isn't that fun? Look at that. So now we have 3 beautiful sets of snowflakes dancing through the leaf or through the branches of our trees there. And now I'm gonna take this plate back because I still want a birdhouse and a little hello. So I'm gonna put this back over here. And we'll do our birdhouse and cherry cobbler to coordinate with our wintry plaid paper there. And so we'll do our birdhouse and cherry cobbler. And if you want, we can do this at the same time. I'm going to ink up my hello with our dark, with the in color Misty Moonlight. And you can go ahead and do those both at the same time. This is awesome, especially if you want to do a batch of cards. You can make a whole bunch at once, and that's why the Stamparatus is so awesome. It makes that super quick. Oh, and you have perfect placement every time. So good. So let me close my ink pads before I stick anything in them, like my hand or my card. And, okay. Then we'll take our chamois and just quick wipe that over our, what was our inky stamps there. Okay, just clean that off, a little excess ink. We're good. I'm gonna clean my tree. Okay, so are all good with our Stamparatus. Absolutely love this. All right, here we go. Move that aside. So if you haven't had a chance to use the Stamparatus, or if you'd like one, it's featured in our annual catalog. And it is here on page 164, okay? So the main Stamparatus, it's $49, but it comes with the complete, comes with your base here, with the 2 magnets, so they store underneath here, right attached to there. You get 2 plates, which we've used today. And yes, so you get all of that. Now, I did add in, what I used today was the deluxe foam mat, because that gives an extra cushion with your photopolymer stamps. And I did use some of the grid paper. But honestly, a pack of grid paper will last you a good long time. You get 50 sheets, and you can get multiple stamps out of each. Like you saw mine, I had all kinds of stampy stuff on my grid paper. All right, so I'm going to adhere our stamped panel to our Misty Moonlight layer here. Okay, again, we've got a little 1/4 inch border going on there, and we'll adhere this with dimensionals. Okay. Yes, I've been reluctant to switch into fall winter cards, but I guess it's getting to be that time of year. That's why I'm doing late summer, but I do love this with the kind of the wintry blues. So again, we'll stick that right in the center, or you could even go kind of down towards the lower right corner. Either one works there, whatever you like to do. And this time I'm going to pull in some of this gorgeous Seaside Spray metallic ribbon. And what did I do with my, there's my toaster tongs. Okay, so we'll do this one more time. We've got our ribbon, wrap it around the tongs. There we go. You could make a peace sign, have a friend make a peace sign, and you could use your fingers to do this too. But if you're stamping alone, then a set of tongs works good. So pull your ribbon around, come over, tuck down. Oops, don't mean to turn it on you. Tuck down through the middle, so poke that down through there, up and around, and then knot it. Okay, pull that tight, trim it off here, and then slip it off your tongs. You've got the perfect little ribbon, and we'll use some glue dots here. Okay, yep. And then we'll do this. We'll just kind of add it right up here in the corner. Super cute. And trim off that little one too, so that our ends are the same length. Yeah, so what do you guys think? It's the same layout, but we swapped up the colors and the patterns of the Plaid Tidings Designer Series paper. And now you have cards for 2 different seasons. So I figured I would do these first because that is what most people kind of are making right now, kind of your late summer, autumn. We'll call this our back to school card. And then, and then our wintry one. But of course, you could make these for spring as summer as well. I've got plenty of other patterns here in our Plaid Tidings pack that I still need to use. But I love this. This is the Life is Beautiful stamp set. And the Plaid Tidings paper with the embroidered ribbon, and the Seaside Spray Metallic is in the annual catalog. But I hope you found my tips for using the Stamparatus helpful. It's nice that once you get it set up, then you can make a whole bunch of cards and not have to worry about it, and just keep your little chamois handy for cleaning the stamps right on the Stamparatus. You don't even have to take them off. Yeah, so I hope you loved that. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up here, and I love your comments too. I love to read those. They totally make my day. And be sure to share this too if you know anybody that would love to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a fabulous afternoon or whatever time of day it is. But thank you so much, sharing the love. And I look forward to stamping again with you soon. Alrighty, take care. Bye-bye.